Everyone knew what I'd done. The transmission had been detected by colony sensors. Within hours, everyone understood that Earth now knew our secret, that ships might be coming or might not, that we might be rescued or abandoned or destroyed by whatever was approaching. People reacted differently. Some were angry. I got shouted at in corridors, blamed for dooming us all. Someone spray-painted "traitor" on my quarters door. Anonymous threats were slicked under it. I stopped eating in the cafeteria because the hostile stares made it impossible to keep food down. Others were grateful. People I barely knew would stop me in empty corridors, thanked me quietly for giving them a chance, for refusing to let them die in silence, for making sure their families on Earth would at least know what happened to them. These conversations were whispered, furtive, like people were afraid of being overheard. Most just seemed numb, going through the motions, working their shifts, eating meals, sleeping, waiting. The colony had always had this quality of everyone play-acting normalcy. Now the pretense had dissolved. We were all just killing time until the end. My father stopped speaking to me. I'd see him in the corridor sometimes. Our eyes would meet, then he'd look away and keep walking. I wanted to talk to him, explain why I'd done it, but I couldn't find the words. How do you explain to your father that you chose the truth over his life? Dr. Moore stopped speaking to me too. I saw her once in the cafeteria on the third day after my transmission. She was sitting alone at a corner table, pushing food around her plate, without eating. Our eyes met across the room. She looked at me for a long moment, her expression unreadable. Then she looked away. The next day, I heard she'd requested a transfer to a research station on the other side of the colony, as far from me as she could get, while still being on Mars. The object arrived on July 28th at 3:14 p.m. local time. Someone in operations set up a live feed on every screen in the colony, every terminal, every display. Everyone watched. Work stopped. People gathered in common areas or stayed in their quarters, all of us staring at the same images being sent back by our orbital cameras. It descended through the thin Martian atmosphere without slowing. No heat shield, no retro rockets, no aerodynamic control surfaces, just smooth, controlled movement that defied every principle of physics we understood. The object was vast, at least 2 kilometers across, maybe more. It was hard to judge because it kept shifting, changing shape as it moved, organic looking, not a ship so much as a living thing. If living things could be made of materials that reflected light in ways that hurt to look at, colors that shouldn't exist, geometries that made your eyes water, surfaces that seemed to fold in on themselves in impossible ways. I watched,